What's up, guys? So, to be totally honest, I did not really want to vlog today. Just been, feeling unmotivated, or one of those days where you're not super sure what to talk about or vlog about. But if I learned anything from the last vlog, it's that your boring life or day or whatever will find a way to be interesting if you have the right mindset. So I'm here, I'm gonna vlog something today, just about my day, what I'm up to, and just see how it goes. And I was inspired after watching an interview of Emma Chamberlain, who I will link her YouTube down below, where apparently she just started, and after like 50 or so vlogs, she started to get some traction and just got really good at editing and vlogging and telling her story. And now she garners like millions of views, which is insane to think about how, I guess, your life can change overnight. But I do believe that, so I gotta really put my money where my mouth is and just get to work and document my life in whatever boring way I possibly can for y'all. So in short, welcome to the vlog. What's up, guys? It is a beautiful day out in New York City, so I hope you get to enjoy some of it. I'm currently on my way to hit the pickleball courts while the weather is still nice and while all my meetings have finished up for the day. But I wanted to share something really quick from a meeting I was just having with someone that I'm currently coaching with. And for those of you that don't know, I work in advertising and I'm a career coach in that area, whether it's for my client teams or the people that are currently in the industry that just need some guidance. And I've dedicated my work to helping others navigate their paths and live more fulfilling work lives, I guess you could say. But anyway, I wanted to share something of an insight that came out from a discussion I was having today with someone that I'm coaching. And this person's having a really hard time in their current 9-to-5 situation, which I think a lot of us can relate to when it comes to some of the work we do. It can be really stressful. It can have a lot of toxic moments, or I don't know, just energy that doesn't give us peace, I guess you could say. And so it's ultimately this person's decision to leave any situation that they're in and find something better. But I could sense some, fear holding this person back, which is totally fine and totally understandable. And I've been in situations like that myself, where I've had not super great working relationships with either clients or teammates. And I've always had to ask myself if it would be okay for me to just leave and start over again. And something of a mindset that I've had to figure out for myself over the years is this idea of just like your time. And the 24 hours that you have with it, because we all get the same 24 hours. I mean, right? We all do. Your 9 to 5 is just one part of that. It's a third of your day. To be exact, 8 hours is exactly 33% of your day. So 1/3 of your day is spent at a job. If you're working full time, let's say maybe you're in school. It's like part of this work that you have. So about 2 years ago, I had to make a decision about leaving a position. And while it was scary, I just remember thinking at the time that my 8 hours that I'm spending at my job right now just weren't making me feel happy or even making me feel okay. In fact, I was going through weeks and months of just feeling defeated and deflated and just unmotivated when it came to the work I do. So I started to ask myself around that time when I left my job in 23, just how can I make more of my day more meaningful, and how can I make more towards doing the things that I know I love to do? And it was a really hard, reflective time for me to take a break from the work I was currently doing, assess what really sparked me joy in the work I did during my 9 to 5 work, reflect more, and then come back into a new opportunity where I could just double down on making more of that 33% of my day maximized towards the things that I genuinely just love to do or want to do more of, or made me feel like I fulfilled my purpose or whatever. And so that's like my homework for everybody that feels like they're stuck, that feels like they're not doing exactly what they feel like they should be doing. And I think we try to make it this whole grand, big mission in life to pursue, and I get it. But what if we just started with the current things that you do? Whether it's like your 9 to 5 or your work, think about that 33% of your day that you spend working. How can we just maximize that? How do we start there? How do we just make what we do during the day a little bit geared towards what we want to do more of? Things that bring us meaning. And how do we do that? Well, I think we start with our current situation, because I'm not saying that in your 9 to 5, that 8 hours, it's all bad, right? Like there's gotta be something in that 8 hours of your day that you're spending that makes you feel good. So I ask everybody to think about what is it in that 8 hours that you do that does make you happy, that does bring you joy, that does make you feel like, you know what, I accomplished something really meaningful with that time. And it could be this one thing or a series of things that happens throughout your day, but get really specific about it. For me, I realized that in my line of work, the part I loved the most is when I got to connect with my team, when I got to have one-on-ones with them, when I got to help them think differently about something that was challenging them at the time, and help them the way they were thinking about something. And so that only happened a handful of times, like a week or even a month or a quarter. But I started to realize, like, why can't I do this kind of thing every single day? And so fast forward almost 2 years later, that's what I get to do. Surprise, like I just realized this is what I love to do with my day. I love to connect with people. I love to help someone think differently about the world or about their situation. I love being able to share my experiences, whether they were good or bad ones, to help entail someone's thinking differently. So I hope I'm explaining this well, because I think it's really important. And I think that if more people just had the time to reflect on what parts of their day or whatever just brought them the most happiness, we can start to think about how can we apply that to more of our day? And how can we start to make our 9 to 5 feel less of a obligation, but more of a thing that we're excited to do on a daily, consistent basis. And then over time, that 8 hours becomes more of your week. And then that becomes more of your month. And that becomes more of your year. And before you know it, you're living every day the way that you exactly want to. How insane is that? But I know that's my situation. And I just had to share that, because I think the conversation I had earlier really reminded me that it didn't happen overnight for me. It didn't even happen over the course of like weeks or months, but it honestly took years. It took years for me to realize that I'm the only one that can control my day and what I end up doing with it. And so as I'm on this walk on a beautiful day in New York, I think about everyone out there who's feeling stuck or lost or hopeless in whatever situation they're currently in. But start with that 33%. Just start. There is something within that I know can be more of what you do in your life. And that's what I'm trying to do all the time, is making sure that 33% of my day is continuously maximized for happiness and joy. And not every day is perfect, and it shouldn't be. But I think if we at least spend a little bit more time thinking on it and focusing on it, praying on it, reflecting on it, we can make the most of it. Anyway, this is getting extremely long. I don't know how I'm going to edit this, but if you're out there listening, then feel free to reach out to me on places like LinkedIn or Slack, where I have a advertising resource group where we talk about our careers, we talk about challenges, we talk about the pains of growing. So I'll leave links to all that stuff in the description. So anyway, I'm almost at the park. Appreciate you guys always listening to the vlog, and yeah, more thoughts to come.